Welcome to Prosperity Farms. See that big fella behind me? It's standing in the way of progress. Got to come down. Has a couple of other friends. That guy got to come down. And these two got to come down. I'm going to show you from a different angle, from way over there. Hold on. Just a second. I'll be right back. See, those. I gotta come down. I gotta somehow try to lay him down that way. I don't want him coming this way because then it would just be more work. So, gotta lay it down over there with all the other debris. But yeah, one, 2, 3, 4. I think I'm gonna leave that one as in the back, and then maybe this one. Yeah, stay tuned. I'd say that was pretty successful. Now to the next one. Well, so far, so good. Looks like everything's working out the way it's planned, somewhat anyway. Let's try this next one. Here we go. This is about the time I knew messed up. My chainsaw, yep, you guessed it, it got pinched. And it was in there really, really good too. No matter what I did, I could not get it off of it. I was hoping that the weight of the tree leaning over like that was going to take it the rest of the way, but it did not. No matter what I did, I pushed, pried, sitting there contemplating what I need to do. I went over to go and get the little hatchet that I had sitting over in the dirt there. I figured, well, what I'll do is I'll chop out the back end and relieve the stress that was holding it and then perhaps the rest of the tree would fall over. Well, that did not work. You will see. I should be coming back and to the screen any moment now, but you will see that all the chopping in the world did not help me at all. So now I'm standing back thinking about this. I said I got to do this a smarter way. A smarter way would have been not to get it stuck in the first place, but things happen. So I said, perhaps as I'm chopping there a little bit more, those chops are really not to be, I'm not trying to be effective at all. I'm really just thinking as I chop bits and pieces of the wood, multitasking. But I was not getting anywhere, so I thought about it. What should I do? I could get the side-by-side and pull it over. That's when I tried to push it a little bit more. Or I could just go and get the other chainsaw. I think that's right about now is when I thought about that. And so that's what I did. I went and got the other chainsaw, and you'll see that I'm going to cut out the back side of that and have some success. So right now I'm off to go get the other chainsaw. Yep. One last look of disparity, and there goes my faithful sidekick coming with me to go get that chainsaw. So I'll be back shortly with that. 10 minutes later. Yeah. I've been trying to hurry, hustle. Seemed like it took forever, but looking for me, like Mystical said, here I go. Guys, listen, one thing I learned about being on the farm and doing work out here is that even when you're not feeling at your best, you still have to go and do it. The world's not going to stop because you're hurting or you're in pain. Sometimes you have to go and do it even though it's going on. And here I am out here hurting still, legs hurting, back hurting, but still muster up some superhuman strength to push that tree aside. My point is that work doesn't stop, and when you are the one that's doing most of it, you gotta still go out there and get after it. Kind of reminds me of football. You get hurt out there on the field. Not always, but a lot of times you just have to muster up the strength to keep going, and that's what's going on here. Sometimes you have to go even though you're not at 100%. So now I'm looking at the next tree. Since that one is down, got it out of the way, let's go ahead and tackle this baby. And I'm not going to have the same issue I had with, I've learned my lesson, needless to say. But there is one little dilemma here, though. I notched this tree to fall in the direction that it's going to fall. You'll see that. The only issue is the wind. Well, I notched it to fall in the opposite direction, I should say. But then the wind caught the sail of the tree and pushed it in a different direction. And in that direction laid my chainsaw. Yep. But I mean, it was the direct path, a direct path. But you know, as good fortune and favor would have it, well, it didn't miss it, but man, it could have been so much worse. Watch, because it actually touched it, but there was rocks on the other side that kept it from crushing it. It could have been so much worse. I went over to it, and it was fully intact. I mean, that was good fortune, blessing, and still ingenuity. Big ups to the makers of Stihl. Really appreciate a quality piece of equipment like this chainsaw that you've produced. So yeah, very happy about that. Now let's move on to the next tree. Not necessarily the final tree, because I still have that one to the left that I will contemplate cutting down and finally do in the end. But this tree, the wind is blowing hard and it's making it very difficult to cut a notch in, because every time you cut it wants to pinch the blade. Maybe I was cutting the notches too deep for this type of wind, but so I decided to continue to, as I made the first cut, I started sticking sticks inside the hole, and every time it swayed back, I would pound the stick in a little bit more. But eventually, it went. Look at this. Man, that's one big tree. That thing had to be at least 100 feet tall, at least. But yet again, let me run that back. I didn't do this on purpose, but watch this. Slow motion. You see where that tree hit? Nearly yet again on my saw. I don't know how I managed to put that in a spot where it could possibly get hit again, but I did, and it missed it. You saw how it bounced over it. But anyway, I digress. Let's get to cutting this tree. It's huge. Now I have to cut it up into sections, and hopefully nothing else gets in my way, or me getting in my own way. So I'm cutting some long pieces out of this. Like I said, this thing is at least 100 feet. So my hopes are to cut the logs and then shave down the tree, or get the bark off of it, and then use it later on. Did you see that helicopter go across? That was some type of fighting military helicopter. You want to see it again? Hold on. That's pretty cool, huh? I think it's heading back to Donaldson Center. Well, it appears that this workday has come to a close for now. There are no more trees. I got all the trees down. Oh, except for that one skinny tree over there. I just didn't feel like traversing those rocks. But you can see that all the other rather large trees are down. It's clear now. We used to have a tree line there, but it's now gone. Trees are laying down. The dirt pile is almost level with this ground over here. Almost. Not far now. We don't have far to go now. Look at this. All the trees are down off of the bank right here. So making room for more for purposeful planted trees. Gonna come back with some ornamental trees just to decorate the bank. Throw out some wildflowers. I can't wait because it's going to be pretty nice to be able to walk from this level straight across to there, to there. And you might not be able to tell, but that is probably, I'd say 10 feet. About 10 feet from that cone to where we are. That's probably about 10 feet. Yep. But there's enough dirt available to get us there. Just stay tuned. You'll be able to see the transformation. Just remember, all these trees were here, and then when time comes, we'll be able to walk from these rocks all the way over to those rocks. Yep. Until next time, peace. Okay, you all know what to do. Like, subscribe, and share. Help us out. We're trying to grow the channel.